is super.
Somebody asked about the starting salary, which you already addressed, but does it go up if you have a degree in criminal justice?
Actually, no, it does not. It does, unfortunately. Um, right now, what happens is if you get a degree while you're here, you get a one-time um, um, $2,000 bonus. But if you already have your degree, there's really not a lot. But the degree comes in handy later on down the road if you want to become a supervisor. You do have to have so many hours to become a sergeant. I think it's 30 hours for sergeant, 60 hours for lieutenant, and then for captain, you have to have a degree.
A lot of people often ask about the how you sign up for a ride along. How would somebody go about signing up for a ride along if they wanted to do that?
865 215 7111. That comes through the recruitment department. That's not hard. You can also go on the Join Knox PD site, do a contact form, put in your comments about the ride along. We will send you that number also that way, and I will contact you and get that worked out. With ride alongs, of course, you're there strictly observing. You can't bring any weapons or nothing. You're just there to observe. It's a business casual dress. Our officers do a great job helping with the recruitment. They will answer any question you have while you're there. We work 12-hour shifts. You do not have to ride the whole 12 hours. So just 865-215-7111.
And that's the same number somebody would call if they wanted to come over and get a tour of the public safety complex.
Yes, yes, and we love to do that. We tour you around. Of course, there's areas like investigations and stuff that we're not going to take you to because of the sensitive nature of the cases. We can't. We got boards and everything. We can't have just anybody there that's not qualified going there. But yeah, I will give you myself, the cadets. I use my public safety recruits around this building. Excuse me, and we take them even out to where the firing range and our driving tracks are. It's really a good way of showcasing what we have here in the city of Knoxville.
We got Joey logged in here. He said he's interested in the ride along. Joey, give us a call on that number that Fred had mentioned. Lieutenant Fowler, what would you say makes separates our training here at the Knoxville Police Department from other agencies across the state?
I think it's the level of detail and attention that we build into the training program. I'm count myself lucky to deal with the staff that I deal with. The folks that I have around me that work with me and for me are second to none. They are absolutely integral in ensuring that what we deliver is the best we can find, the best we can do, and the best we can put on for these young men and women that want to come through and be a police officer. The state of Tennessee requires just under 500 hours of training for an academy. And our academy is right around 1,200 hours. It's a little over double the amount that's necessary by the state. And we find that when we give that coursework its due respect and attention, the finished product, as I said earlier, is just sharp. It's exactly what we're looking for, and it's exactly what the people of the city expect in a professional agency.
We've got a question from earlier in the stream. It was talking about what is tested for. Can you maybe talk, Fred, about what are the automatic disqualifiers for anybody who's applying?
So of course, not all drug use. That's one of the things we get. A lot of people think drug use is an instant disqualifier. No, it's not. I tell people stay away from it. Um, it can disqualify you. There are time limits on different types of drugs, but that's one of the disqualifiers we see. Really, background as far as if you have a arrest in your history. That is not automatic, but if it has not been dismissed or expunged or diverted, uh, it you cannot become an officer in the state of Tennessee unless you do a waiver. I can tell you, our chief is he's more focused on getting people in here, and he not understands that people have made mistakes in the past, and I try to get people that I talk to talk with the chief, and the chief, believe me, on our website, he calls people and talks to them. He will do a waiver at times. We haven't had that had to do it yet. I've been here 28 years. We really have not done waivers here in that entire time, but the chief is open to them if someone is deserving of it. But arrest history is not automatic, but if it's on your record, it has to be expunged, diverted, or dismissed. Military DD 214s, it has to be honorable, not general under honorable condition. That's one of the things we see a lot of. If it's general under honorable condition, because say you got hurt at basic and they told you to come back later, let me know. I can show you ways of getting that changed. It takes about 3 months, but you go through the VA, quick, easy fix, and we can get that turned around for you. Other disqualifiers, lying. Be truthful. I'm like I said, I'm not worried if you smoked marijuana before. You may have had a mistake and did something even greater, like Adderall or something while you were in college. I'm not really worried about that. But the thing comes in where you don't disclose it right off, and then later on down the line it comes out. So be truthful. That's our biggest thing that we see as a disqualifier. People coming in trying to hide previous job history where they've been terminated. Things will come to light, and so you have to make sure you're putting it all out there in the beginning. Believe me, we're not here to judge anybody.
I had somebody ask a question about the what are the standards, kind of, and I think Lieutenant Fowler, you alluded to that, the post standards that apply for all law enforcement agencies across the state, to include state troopers. Can you talk a little bit about the post standards?
I'll let you handle that. As far as I think what they're talking
To be a post certified officer in the state of Tennessee.
A lot of them are essentially the same as what he talked about the hiring qualifications were, and we do that intentionally. The hiring requirements and the post requirements mirror each other, so if you pass one, there shouldn't be any hiccups in passing the second set. So it essentially what he described.
Yeah, and somebody jumped in here and said that the state has a bottom line requirement, the minimum requirements required by the post, but of course each academy has its own standards. Lieutenant Fowler, you alluded to that we have over 1,200 hours of in the academy.
And believe it or not, our standards that we have with people coming in is harder than the state academies. It's 10 times tougher, and it shows. Lieutenant Fowler hit it on the nose. All the extra training, the time that the academy staff puts in to the training, you see our officers out there being hopefully professional and courteous at all times. If you do have an issue, call in, let us know. We don't want people out there, doing anything crazy. We want our officers to be out there for the community, and it shows in the standards with our officers when they're out on patrol, the things that they're doing, the feedback we get from the community is unreal. I get it every day. I talk to people and they're like, oh, y'all officers did this, they did that. If people only knew some of the stuff we're doing in the background, but it starts right here with the training and stuff in our academy.
Which is why ride-alongs are so very important, because if you only know about a police agency and the work that they do through social media or mainstream media, you get a filtered perspective. And I'm not here to say that we don't make mistakes. No, we do. We're human. But if you do a ride-along and you see everything that an officer goes through on a day-to-day basis, or go through the Community Police Academy, the program that we're currently putting on right now, where people can apply and learn about the department, you really get a peek behind the curtain that most people don't get a chance to see just by watching a news clip or a social media post. And we are absolutely more than willing to allow folks to come in and see what we do and why we do it.
As we're nearing the end of this, we'll take a few more questions as they come in, and we'll follow in and fill in some of these comments after the live stream's ended. Can you talk about what kind of what kind of individuals are we looking for to join our department?
I would say community oriented type individuals. A lot of people think, oh, you got to come in, you got to be a certain, way as far as your fitness or this and that. No, I look for when I'm recruiting, I'm looking for people that's going to come in and impact the Knoxville community right now. People that's going to come in, listen, train, and really serve the community. They're not in it for self or any kind of gratitude. They're in it for the community and community only.
I'm looking for someone who has heart, drive, desire, integrity, and who is genuine. You can read news stories from across this country and quickly determine that there were people who became a police officer for the very wrong reason. And I think that happens from time to time. I'm not here to say that it doesn't. It absolutely does. What we're looking for is someone who has a genuine interest in saying there are people in this community who need help, who can't help themselves, and I want to help them. That's what we're here for.
Well, I think that's about all the time we have. Again, any questions that we weren't able to get to on the live stream, we'll come back in and answer and direct you to the appropriate source. I know there's a question about how long it takes to get a ride along. We'll follow up on that one. But Officer Kimber and Lieutenant Fowler, really appreciate both your times for joining us for this Q&A